Stop. She's running. Stop. Drop it. Drop it.
Okay, stop.
When your shoplifting plan ends in disaster. This is Brandon, aka the Port City Attorney.
Officers were dispatched to a disturbance call at Farm and Fleet in Onalaska, Wisconsin. Staff advised there was a male and female in the store threatening to punch employees. While en route, officers received updates that the male was still shouting at employees and they both had placed merchandise into a cart. The 23-year-old male and 32-year-old female were soon recognized as Dakota and Kara, both of whom have a prior history of interactions with law enforcement.
Back up!
You're under arrest, Kara. You're under arrest.
I let go! I let go when you guys told me to!
No, you didn't.
Bullshit!
Can you sit up?
Yeah, there's an issue.
What's that?
Stand in front of my car.
What is the issue?
You threatened 2 employees?
No,
Stop. Get back here. Take your hand out of your pocket. Hands on the car.
what am I doing?
Hands
I'm
on the car.
arrest?
You're detained.
For what?
Hands on the car. You have any weapons on you?
No.
Yeah, you're reaching in your pocket. You got brass knuckles. You're threatening to hit people. You got a grinder in there. Yeah. And you got a switchblade on you.
Hey, I told you I had freaking that.
Where's the girl you were with?
Why? She didn't do anything.
She's still with you, so I'm gonna...
You leave her alone.
You got anything else on you? You can go ahead and relax. Okay? But you're going to talk to me. What's going on today?
They were following me around the store, and I asked them to please stop, and they wouldn't. And then you start making smart-ass comments. And that's when I freaking was like, dude, if you keep following me around, I feel threatened. I literally said that. I got a video recording of him being a smart-ass, and I told him, I said, I'll just start pressing charges. I said, I'm going to open up the case. And I told him, I said, quit following me, because he's like literally like closer than me and you are right now.
It's a public place, but it was a private business. They have a right to monitor you. There's always gonna be cameras around. And if they think you're up to no good, they're gonna follow you, right? And they can make smart aleck comments because the First Amendment says you can. Just like he can curse, it's not really illegal unless it raises to a level of some sort of disorderly conduct. However, I do want to point out some very nice sunglasses for a guy that lives in a tent. I wonder if he maybe lifted those. We'll see what comes of it. But yeah, interesting.
And that's when I told him, I said, dude, if you don't get out of my face, I'm going to knuckle dust you.
Okay.
And I admit to that.
So you were upset because you felt like they were following you because of the way you...
I like the term knuckle dust. I might start using that. I'm gonna knuckle dust you if you don't get out of my face.
Yes.
Okay.
They were profiling me. Hell hard. This is the second time. And I've done nothing. I've never seen. I know.
That makes sense to me.
I apologize. I have a hard time with authorities because I was raised on the streets.
Okay.
So I apologize.
See, I've never met you before.
Right.
Okay, so we're cool, right? But I still need to get your side of the story, boss. I mean, there's a reason that you threatened to punch someone, right?
Yeah. And I know it wasn't right, and that's why I started to walk out. Because they kept following me, and that's when I feel caged and trapped, I tend to lash out.
Can you see why I take the means that I do when you start walking away, you put your hand in your pocket, you end up having brass knuckles, a switchblade?
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize.
Who's the female you're with? She's not in any trouble. I'm just curious. Cara? Do you guys have no contact or something? Or you guys are good? You guys are straight? You're a convicted felon? What are you doing with the knuckle dusters and the switchblade then, man?
I've been jumped at School Park before, so I keep them as protection.
While the one officer stayed with Dakota, the other went to speak with the manager, who led them to Kara's last known location.
So, the girl's wearing a red bandana, white shorts?
Yeah. White shirt and denim shorts, but bright red high-top shoes.
Bright red, gotcha.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing buying all the air pistols?
For my cousin.
For your cousin? Big airsofter?
Yeah.
Don't know if you know this, but the air pistols or airsoft guns resemble an actual firearm, and sometimes they are used in the employment of a robbery. Not saying that's what they were doing, but that's where the cops are going with, why are you buying those air pistols?
Eventually, he observed Kara start to run towards the automotive exit with 2 full bags of merchandise.
There she is. Going out the door.
32623, she's trying to get out the exit door.
Here, come sit in my car. Yep, you're detained right now. And so I don't have to put you in handcuffs?
Okay. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Hey, stop. Stop. She's running. Stop. Drop it.
Listen, girl, Dakota's cuffed up. He ain't gonna help you.
Kara, are you good to sit? Are you injured at all? Can you bend your legs so we can sit you up? I didn't hear what you said. What? Why'd you run? Can I sit you up in this chair? Can I sit you up? I'm gonna sit you up, Kara, okay? You just sit in the chair. I need your help. You gotta get up.
Come on, Kara, don't do this.
Well, can you work with me a little bit? Just sit. Kara, just sit.
He's detained right now, so.
Where is he?
In my car.
Why?
Because you guys were causing issues in the store.
No, he was causing issues too.
Well, they work here. They're allowed to follow you guys through the store.
I know that. It's hot in hell in here. Come on.
Were you trying to steal this stuff?
If I'm honest, can I please just let me go?
Being honest, 9 times out of 10 will not get you released. If you're suspected of committing a crime and you admit to it, the most likely outcome is that they're going to take you downtown, as they say in the movies, and you're going to get locked up. In most jurisdictions, you don't have to actually leave the premises for it to be considered shoplifting or larceny, right? As long as you took a course of action, which in your mind, you had the intent to deprive that person or that entity of their property, that is enough for larceny. So by her carrying those things and trying to exit the door, running out the door, they will be able to charge her with shoplifting or larceny or whatever it's called in that jurisdiction. And depending on the jurisdiction, there's a dollar amount where it goes from misdemeanor to felony, right? Could be $500, could be $1,000. Unsure of what it is in this jurisdiction, but she has the potential to face a felony for shoplifting and also some sort of misdemeanor charge for resisting arrest because she actively ran from the cop and continued to resist even after she knew it was a cop.
Are you allowed to scan stuff right here? Can you figure out how much some stuff is?
Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer. You cannot afford a lawyer, and you decide to start answering. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Are you willing to answer questions at this time?
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean when you say he told me to do it? Did Dakota tell you to steal the stuff? Okay. Is that what you guys came here to do today? Was to steal a bunch of merchandise? You on probation, bond, anything like that right now?
I'm fine. I'm not on probation.
Who said thieves aren't honest? She was just spilling the beans.
What are you guys stealing the stuff for?
To flip.
For drugs? Cash. So when they called you out on it for stealing stuff, they were right. And then Dakota threatened to punch them?
He only threatened to punch me because of the way dude was looking at me.
How did you and him get here?
Boss,
The bus?
why am I getting in the car?
To go to jail?
Why?
For resisting?
For resisting.
And theft?
I can't
And
go-
your bonds?
I didn't steal anything. I didn't get out of the store. I'm still in the store.
Where were you headed?
The hell if I don't pray?
That's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. I like it. She's honest. She's honest.
It was calculated that the merchandise totaled to $990 before tax.
Definitely some power tools in there. And depending on the jurisdiction, she might have met that jurisdictional amount to make it a felony. Not a great day for you.
Just turned over to me by Joel. How much is it? Ooh. I knew it was going to add up real fast.
Milwaukee stuff?
Yeah.
The total is $900.
I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it.
Can you guys run me through what was happening?
I ran into this guy 3 weeks ago, doing the same thing back there.
Yep.
And he went off the handle on me, put his backpack out of the way, and he heard me say that. And he comes around the corner and he starts dropping F-bombs. You're effing harassing me and stuff like that. I said, you need some help. And like, just trying to claw underneath him a little bit more. And then he said, how would you like me to punch you right in the butt? And I said, that would not be a good move. And then he backed up a little bit and went away, and then it escalated again in like 10 minutes with Mitchell on the middle of the floor.
I noticed her over in my department, and I could tell she was kind of sketchy. So I kind of followed her for a little ways back into sporting goods. At one point, I was waiting at the end of an aisle. He came walking down the aisle. I just asked him if there's anything I could help him with. He told me, like, no, he left it if you weren't following me.
Go ahead.
Threatened to sue harassment or whatever, press harassment charges on me. But then I followed him over back to my department over in Hardlines here. And I called another bigger guy to be over there in the department with me in case anything happened. He saw me again, followed me into one of the aisles, threatening to knock me out.
Put your butt in first then. Do you want the window down as we drive? Okay.
If I kept following him, and I just tried to walk away, didn't look back at him, just kept walking. And I tried to keep my distance after that. Kind of tried to stay a little bit more out of sight while keeping an eye on him.
Caused either of you guys to fear for your safety?
No, not me. I know what I wanted to do. But
I'd say I was nervous that he might have come after me if I had not had.
My man's an OG. He was like, I don't care. I'm down to scrap. I'll have a scrap. Listen, it is not worth your safety to put yourself in a situation like that at your 9-to-5 job, right? If your 9-to-5 job is working at a big box retail store, hey, look, you don't need to get into a scrap unless you want to protect that company's property. They probably have policies against that anyway.
The other front there.
Okay. Either of you guys want to pursue charges?
just to make sure they can't come back here. I mean, if it would have went fisticuffs, that's a different thing.
Alright, step out of the car. Right now you're being placed under arrest for carrying a concealed weapon. We're going to get in touch with probation.
So the concealed weapon is likely the brass knuckles, aka the knuckle dusters. It could be the blade depending on its utility, if it's a switchblade and switchblades are illegal, or depending on the size of the blade. You can still get in trouble for carrying a concealed weapon, even if it's a knife, depending on how the laws in your state have been written.
And Kara's under arrest for felony retail theft, so it sounds like you guys know what you guys were coming here to do.
They did hit her with a felony, meaning that she surpassed the jurisdictional requirement for a felony.
I love you, baby. No, okay. Thank you, guys. I love you. Thank you for letting me talk to her.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, man, when you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you.
While en route to the jail, Kara allegedly passed out and was subsequently transported to the hospital by ambulance.
What's that? Do you feel sick? Feel like you're gonna faint? If you need medical attention, let me know. 326, she's claiming she just passed out in the back of my squad. If you want to send medical, tri-state. Kara? Hey, sit up. Kara, can you sit up? Kara, sit up.
Oh, fuck.
Sit up.
What happened?
Are you okay? You can't just be bending over. Can you lean out the door a little bit at least? Kara, do you want to get out?
Yeah. Wife. Oh.
What happened? Do you pass out easily? Do you pass out a lot?
I've never done that before.
Never done that before. Did you use it all today? When did you use?
They have first responders coming to check her out. I guess she passed out, but she should be fine. You guys didn't use anything today, did you?
No.
She thinks she's overdosing. She said she used both heroin and meth. She was good until we put her in the squad.
Seems to be kind of a new trend with law enforcement. What's up with people ODing in the back of the squads?
I know.
You notice they're a little bit skeptical as to whether or not she's actually ODing. Now, we've all seen code blue cam or different officer body-worn cameras, incidents where somebody has overdosed, and they typically don't do what she's doing. She might be putting on a show. However, over the past 5 to 10 years, we've seen the effects of a person who has a medical emergency in custody and what it can mean for the police, right? Once they put that person in custody, they're responsible for their health and safety. So if they suspect that she might be overdosing, or even if they think it's performative and she's claiming to overdose, the officers have to do their due diligence to protect their job and their department from any sort of liability. So they called EMS, he pulled over, had them come out just to make sure she was okay, even though they suspected that she was fine. These officers have been quite professional throughout this encounter.
She had no issue running through Farm and Fleet. Don't fall, get on the cot.
Stand up, Kara.
Come on, back up. Look at that.
Kara, move car, move up.
Here, I got the keys done. Nope.
Surprised he don't know my name.
Once Officer Zumak said it, I remembered it. I've dealt with Kara before, but only one other time. I've never met you before, though.
Oh, me and Car are Code Blue Cam famous.
Yeah, that you guys are. I will admit, I did see it.
5 million views.
Hey man, there's a lot of things to be famous for. Maybe Code Blue Cam's not the best. Who am I though? I'm a social media lawyer. Who am I to judge?
Just to let you know, I know you had that grinder on you. I'm not charging you with that.
Thank you.
Okay? Because of how cool you were with me, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna destroy it. You don't have to worry about catching that charge.
Again, I'm impressed by these officers' professionalism. Officers are given discretion to charge and not charge certain things based on the defendant or the suspect's compliance. He has afforded him a break and hasn't charged him with a few things.
That trick make it a little better on that wrist?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and just step in front of the car door here. ahead and take a seat right there.
During a search by the jailers, Dakota admitted to having meth stuffed up his body. Subsequently, he was taken to the hospital so the meth could be removed from his body.
You notice they didn't say they found meth on him, and they said it was stuffed up, not down. Only one way that got in there, my guy. If you've been detained, you've been arrested, you know you're being transported to the jail. If you have drugs on you or inside of you and you transport them into the facility because you know you're going to jail, if you don't tell them before, depending on the jurisdiction, they might be able to charge you with trafficking.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that Attorney Tom / Attorney Reacts content is now on Spotify. We just launched a partnered show, link in the description. Go check it out. Now, back to the video.
Come on, Kara, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Dakota was charged with misdemeanor counts of carrying a concealed weapon and carrying a concealed knife. Kara was charged with felony counts of retail theft, intentionally conceal, party to a crime, bail jumping, and misdemeanor resisting obstructing an officer. All charges are repeaters. It was also discovered she was out on 2 felony bonds at the time of the theft. Dakota and Kara were eventually released on a $1,000 and $500 signature bond. Additionally, both were trespassed from Farm and Fleet, and the 2 employees who were threatened by Dakota opted not to pursue charges. Since this incident, Kara has been arrested 3 more times for retail theft, fraudulent use of a credit card, and bail jumping.
If you are out on bond and you continue to commit crimes, your chances of getting an active sentence, meaning actually having to go to jail and or prison, just increase. So while it's never a good idea to commit a crime, definitely don't do it while you're out on bond. Just not smart. You know, the encounter was comical, but it is sad. You know, those 2 are homeless. They obviously have some substance use issues, and they continue to steal because they're trying to fund whatever lifestyle they live, right? So I hope that they're able to find help. To reiterate, I think the police did a fantastic job. I have no criticisms of how they handled that. They used their discretion and didn't charge him for a number of things. You notice they didn't charge him with trafficking or possession of methamphetamine, which is surprising to say the least. They opted not to charge him with the communicating threats or threatening people. Now, part of that's because the employees elected not to press charges, meaning the cops still could have charged them, they could have subpoenaed them and all those things. But if your witness doesn't want to comply, then, you know, you're kind of SOL, right? And the reason why people wouldn't want to comply is, you know, one, they even said like, I wasn't scared. And one guy said, I'm a little nervous. I was a little nervous he was going to do something. But 2, you know, sometimes victims don't report crimes because of the processes you have to go through in order to get that person convicted. They'll subpoena you to court for every court session where you might have to be called at trial, depending on the jurisdiction, right? So here in the jurisdiction I'm at, if you're a victim and you are pressing charges or having these state press charges on your behalf, you could get subpoenaed 5, 6, 7 times, depending on how many times the case gets continued. That's time out of work, time out of school, all those things. So a lot of times victims elect not to press charges, especially if it's not something very, very, very serious. What do y'all think in the comments? Do you think that the officer should have charged Dakota with possession or trafficking? Or do you think that they were right in using their discretion and not charging him? And what about Kara, whatever her name is? Do you think that her bond should have been higher? Do you think that she even got a bond when she got rearrested for all these things? Or do you think that they just keep letting her out and letting her commit crimes? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Big verdict.